Hello, this is Howard Johnson with the Technology News Network. We have recently heard of a breakthrough innovation in technology that we believe would benefit you gamers out there. We just got a live feed in from the studio where Vince, I believe, has the story. Vince, what is going on out there? That's right, Howard. Just moments ago we saw the disk being inserted into the workstation and the burn process beginning. Now you're seeing a live shot of the burn process. Now, the image is being burned onto the Fujifilm 4x write speed DVD-R disc. So we aren't sure exactly how long this will take, but we do know that it will be completed within the hour. And at that time, we will see the installation process begin. Back to you, Howard. Thank you, Vince. We are now getting more in about this new technology called TINY11, which is supposed to be a stripped down version of Windows 11, which makes it more desirable for people with lower end technology hardware so that they can install it on their computers and enjoy the benefits of the updated operating system. Now, we are hearing reports that this TINY11 modification to the Windows 11 operating system more than halves its system requirements. Now, if that sounds difficult to be true, we are going to find that out here in just moments as soon as the disk is burnt. It has been 12 hours now since the burning process began. And I don't think we have a live feed on Vince anymore, do we? Is that correct? No, we didn't. We have lost Vince, sadly. His funeral arrangements will be announced here on the network shortly. But for now, we are hearing reports that this TINY11 operating system may be the breakthrough in technology of the year so far. It is only a month into the year, but we will see what is to come in 2023. Now, I believe, what's that? No, not lunch. No, we'll talk about that in a minute. The disc. I want to know about the disc. Disc is complete. 99% completion rate on the disc. Now we're hearing. Oh, what's that? The burn failed. Son of a.
بله، همونطوری که من توضیح دادم انقدر ایرانی‌ها در آمریکا تو ترس و وحشت.
So we have finally gotten the disk burned of TINY11, and we'll now go out to the field where the operating system experts are standing by to install the operating system. Guys, have you got it? Well, it's about damn time. So we finally have the disk installed in the computer, and it is right here, the Fujifilm DVD-R. That's right, and we are going to install TINY11 right now on this machine. Now, does this machine even have 2 gigabytes of RAM? I do not know, but I'll tell you, it is a computer we found back there in the storage closet here at the studio, and we're going to give it a shot here on this. This is what it's supposed to be for after all, so we'll see what it goes, how it goes. I believe this is that computer that Larry wrote that report about squirrels with that time. So that was a pretty good one. So we're going to see how it goes here. It is reading the disk. If you could hear it right now, you would hear that. But of course, I am speaking over you, and you being you. And we are going to see the Windows spinny dots here in just a moment. They're going to be approximately right there, and they are going to spin. So, in the meantime, we can take a look over here at some of the features of the operating system. If we just do that and do that right there, we can see here that it is, according to Mark Tyson here at Tom's Hardware, it is an OS that shrinks Windows 11 down from 20 gigabytes on the disk to approximately 8 gigabytes. Now, that's significant. In addition to that, 2 gigabytes of RAM. So you can install this on computers that have less than 4 gigabytes of RAM. That would be much better, would it not? I am not an optometrist, but I believe that one is much better. So, in addition to those two things, those are the two headliners, but also the ISO can fit on a standard DVD-R, as we have demonstrated here today. If nothing else, we have demonstrated that. Now, as far as other things being demonstrated, it's not looking so promising. I'm not going to show it to you yet, because we are still holding out hope that it is going to show the spinny dots. Breaking development, we have just obtained spin, but we did not get spinning dots. Excuse my telephone. It was a solid spinning disc rather than dots. Still got the spinning motion, not the dots. Now, setup is starting. This is breaking. I am trying to get a internet connection out here. It takes about 3 days for the internet to get past from the tower to my location. At the moment, it is a bit like satellite communications with astronauts, but we are trying here with the Apple iPhone developed by Apple in America, not in China. Now, let's see what we can do here. This system is booting into the setup program. Now, this is obviously further than you would make it without the TINY11 specific ISO file. So, here we are. We are accepting those terms from June 2021, quite a while ago. We have a 60 gigabyte disk here, disk drive. We are going to make a new partition. We will do that, yes indeed, and we are going to hope that it doesn't say that it cannot be installed on this partition. We're going to format the disk now. So we are now copying the Windows files, Windows 8 style. Am I installing Windows 11 or am I installing Windows 8? I am not sure at this point, but we are going to find out what happens here shortly, because we are copying these files to a SATA 3 SSD. Now, it may not be a SATA 3 interface in the computer from 2006 here, but we are going to, I just said I didn't know how much RAM was in this computer, didn't I? Now I'm getting into the most complex discussion about computers that I have ever gotten myself into in my lifetime, and I think at this time it would be wise for me to stop talking. So we have reached the point in the installation here where we have copied the files and we are ready to choose the country. Now, do we want to live in United States, Andorra, Angola? Get on with it. Now, this is the point where we watch more spinning. So we see here, this is the ring with the blue. This is the dual tone spinning disc. Now, is this the right keyboard layout? Yes. You are wasting my time at this point. Now, let's get past the keyboard. We are not concerned with the keyboard. We want to get this operating system installed. Do not ask me if I want to connect to internet. Thank you. I have no internet. It was detecting my internet connection, though. That's quite impressive. I wonder if we could connect. Let me see. Yeah, connect to that. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it, Windows, because that internet connection is not within range. But apparently this laptop is so good. Hey, you know, HP in 2006, they knew what they were doing. If only they had remembered what they were doing years later, they may have remained a successful company. Now we will go ahead on with the unlimited setup here, because it calls the other one limited setup, whatever the hell that means. So now we are seeing the spinning again. So we have just reached the part of the installation where we check for updates, and as you know, We do have things falling apart here in the studio, but never mind that. We know that this internet connection is not going to provide a data stream suitable for installing updates for Windows. So this might be a few weeks here, as a matter of fact. I'm not really sure at this point, but I think just looking at myself in that picture on the camcorder there, I do need to invest in a iron. So let's see what happens here with this installation process. We do have the square and the circle, and now I am entering my name. Now, when it comes to this part of the installation, just type user. Come on. What do you think I'm going to type? I don't want a password. Go ahead. Just do whatever. Just do the thing. Put me on Windows desktop. Don't ask me if I want to. No, we don't have to do this. Why do we have to do this? Alright, so it was very sudden, but it did come up here. We have got a desktop. Let's see if we can increase that screen brightness. There it is. Alright, there we have it. Get started. Welcome to Windows. Let's see about that. Yeah, get started. Can't show the content because you got to be connected to the internet for that, of course. Of course. Let's see if it's still showing that connection. See if it'll connect to that. But we are into the Windows here. This is the Windows 11 desktop, in case you weren't aware. And at this point, I am going to take the computer and give it a try. Try to get some drivers installed and see what the experience is like. Looks like we have 84% battery. That is quite impressive. Not too bad for a 2006 laptop with the original battery. Let's see if that's true or not. Yeah, looks like it's pretty good. Alright, so they can continue charging, and I will report back with some of my results about what this is like to use on a system with. Let's see what kind of specs this thing has real quick, because I don't really know. We have got, drum roll please, a Core 2 T7400 and 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. I didn't think this thing had 2 gigabytes, so there you have it. Windows 11 Pro 22H2. Thank you very much, Microsoft. Alright, so I got the operating system installed and set up and mostly updated. It's still installing some updates right now. You might be able to hear the fan on the laptop. It is fairly loud. It's running constantly. But if we go to Task Manager real quick, you will see, if I go over here to the Performance tab, not that tab, the Performance tab, we are running on 1.0 gigabytes of memory. Only 67% of our memory being utilized by the operating system right now. That leaves us, my math's correct, 33% of our memory free for our use using programs and such. So that's very impressive. It actually just went down to 0.9. So we got Windows 11 using less than 1 gigabyte of memory. That is kind of crazy, honestly. Now you better be ready with your installation disk, if you have one, with all your programs that you like to install on your computer, because this thing has nothing on it. There's 14 apps in the installed apps. I haven't done anything myself to this. This is just how the TINY11 installation comes. So it has Microsoft Edge WebView 2 runtime. That's still on there for some reason, but Microsoft Edge is off of here. Edge is not installed. It has the calculator, the camera app. That is something that was added. That's a utility from the computer, so you can say 13, I guess, from the default TINY11 ISO file. So yeah, there you go. Sticky notes, stippling tool, photos, paint, notepad, all that stuff. Microsoft Teams, for some reason, is on there. I don't think that's actually installed, though. I think that's just the shortcut that they put in the start menu. So yeah, very, very few apps. It's normally like 50 something, I think, on Windows installs, standard ones. It still has all the little things on there. You can't really get around that, but yeah, this is very, very basic. Pretty darn cool though. Running on battery here, and it's honestly not too bad as far as its responsiveness. This is on an SSD, as I mentioned earlier. It is kind of slow. It's not, not like a brand new computer. Obviously, this computer is now, 16 years old, going on 17 years old this year. This computer is almost an adult, so, we're not talking about the latest and greatest there exactly. And it is finished installing the updates at this point, it looks like, so I'll go ahead and restart it and we'll see what it's actually like to use. Alright, so I've got Firefox installed. Let's try going to YouTube real quick. Now, my internet connection is not going to be all that quick, but we're just going to see if this sucker can handle a little bit of YouTube. Now, I did give this laptop a little bit of an advantage. Last night, I opened it up and cleaned it out, blew out the dust, and repasted it and everything. So it is in pretty good condition here. Let's see now, all these videos, which one is going to be tolerable for at least like 5 or 6 seconds, so you can just see. I don't know, I don't want to see any of this stuff. How about this one, funny weatherman moments? Let's just see how it handles that. Of course, yeah, of course. So it looks like we are getting a little bit of choppy video here. I don't know if this thing's using the graphics card. I don't think it is. I now present a laptop from 2006, booting Windows 11, with graphics drivers installed. Yeah, not too bad for an old computer. There it is. And this does have graphics drivers installed. So ever since I installed the driver for the graphics here, it installed, of course, the little programs that go along with the drivers. And when I try to open that, it says that it requires .NET Framework 3.5. And when you try to install that, through Windows Update, of course, it goes to this. And eventually it gives you the error saying that the required file wasn't found or is missing or corrupted or whatever. And yeah, that seems to be a result of the the heavy downsizing, we'll say, of the Windows installation. So that's an issue you'll probably run into with this. And you can probably expect that from something like this. I will show that the driver is installed, the device manager, but yeah, I can't use the ATI software. This is an ATI X1600, I think. Let's see, Mobility Radeon X1600, and it's showing a exclamation point by it. Let's see, Windows has stopped the device because it has reported problems, apparently. The driver is from 2008. Let's see if we could update it. Let's see if there's any updates for it. Nope, that's the latest one. But yeah, this was the driver. The latest driver for this was for Windows Vista, so I downloaded it for Windows Vista x64, and it worked. It installed, but yeah, a little bit goofy. Talking about older hardware, you do run into those issues with the driver, but this thing got everything installed, so there you have it. I just can't open the ATI software. You can see all of it here. Let's go back to the funny weatherman moments video, I guess. Yeah, let's just see how it handles that now that I have graphics driver installed.
TV weathermen and women are trained to handle all kinds of inclement situations.
Alright, come on. It's doing worse so far than it was before. So it looks like Firefox is using 40%, and then anti-malware service executable is using the other percentage. And then there's also other stuff, but yeah, looks like we've got anti-malware running in the background. So Yeah, that's probably something else that you'll experience running a new version of Windows on this. This is a lot like you running Windows 10, honestly. Deep-loaded Windows 10, but it's Windows 11, so that's cool. But yeah, you'll run into this problem where it's doing stuff in the background, especially like soon after you've installed it. But a certain amount of time after you've installed the operating system, that stuff will start to go away, get better. Every now and again it'll come back when there's an update of some kind, but for the most part, that type of stuff stays out of the way. Just got to let it finish doing whatever it's doing. And yeah, let's see how it does now with playing this video. So stuff's still going on in the background.
Situations, but what about a spider on a weather cam or a wisecracking
co-anchor?
A
lot better. You can see it's playing the video smoothly now. There's no skipping, no dropping frames. It's perfectly fine. Again, still not the best video. I should probably find something better, but it is playing it smoothly. You can see it's not dropping frames, no choppiness. It's all good. Let's try the pop-out window. That'll probably screw things up a little bit. I want it to open a new tab. See, there it is in the corner there. It's kind of frozen, isn't it? Yeah, or is it? I don't know if that's just how the video is or not. No, it's choppy. It's definitely choppy. So yeah, frame and frame, probably not the best idea in the world with this thing, but it is working. It is able to play the video, so that's something you probably wouldn't be able to do, again, in an old version of a browser if you install Windows XP or Vista on here. Alright, so I've left it for a while to finish those updates, and it did finish them eventually, surprisingly. So, yeah, we don't have any internet connection. Let's just see what we can do here. So yeah, as you can see here, it is an HP Compact NX9420, and there we have it. We have the settings window. Obviously there's not much here really to do. You can see we can do that. We can do this and try to open something else. Photos. Let's see. Photos usually takes a while to open on any system, so but here it is. I'm not connected. You gotta connect to the internet just to look at your locally stored pictures now, I guess. Anyway, calculator. Oh yeah, we don't have to go there to open calculator. Do we have this? Does that work? Yep, there you go. Ooh, that's a good calculator. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. But yeah, the system is fairly responsive. I mean, it's a lot better than you expect. Stuff takes a moment to, to do stuff. My battery is fully charged, so you can run it on the battery again. If you're installing this on a laptop, which, this is very good for installing on laptops. It doesn't have to be, but, it is. I think this would be a very good application for this, older laptop specifically. It does tend to run pretty warm, even with this thing being repasted and everything. This thing does tend to run kind of warm, so I'd recommend, trying to run it on battery power when you're using it, rather than using it plugged up all the time, because that does generate more power, or so to say heat, energy, heat, all that stuff. So, open the Microsoft Store, I guess. I'm not connected to the internet, but there it is. So, it's not bad. You can open up, make another desktop here. New desktop, desktop 2, and go there and open up a few things. There's that, store, whatever, who cares. There you go. We can open up the calculator again on here. Switch on back over here to our other desktop. There it is. We can make what can we do here? Make a new document, text document. Here it is. Open up that text document. Hello. There you go. So, it's responsive. Just general tasks. Obviously, you're not going to be doing heavy multitasking with 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, but the point is with this is that you can run Windows 11 in an environment like this with, low-end CPU or old CPU, not necessarily low-end, but older CPU, and we are using 75% memory at the moment. Let's see our performance here, using 1.1 gigabytes of memory in total. And yeah, when it's not installing updates, CPU usage is pretty low. And yeah, that's pretty impressive. I didn't think that Windows 11 could be smashed down as much as this has been, obviously, but here it is. It's really a lot like using an older version of Windows 10, debloated and everything. Go to display settings, open that up. That opens up. See when, you know, if you installed even Windows 10, if you installed a regular version of Windows 10, which you could on this laptop, just the latest version without being debloated or anything, that would take, you know, who knows, like 20 or 30 seconds probably to pop up. So with this, it's pretty fast. And yeah, what can I say? It just kind of works. Got Firefox there. Impressive. Impressive. NT Dev. Well, if I were wearing a hat, it would be off for you, sir. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I highly recommend you go out and download the TINY11 ISO file from archive.org. And until next time, leave me a comment letting me know what other ISO files I should install on old laptops like this. And stay safe out there.